In today's video, we're going to be playing hardcore Minecraft for 100 days, inspired by Luke the Notable series. However, we've added in a few mods, and when I say a few, I mean I'm using a mod pack called All of Fabric Free, which has over 150 mods. And like always, this video took a long time to make, so I'm going to ask you to subscribe now. You ready? Please subscribe. Alright, let's start the video. So our adventure begins in this brand new hardcore modded world, and this mod pack, completely new to me. I'll put a link to it in the description, but I have no clue about what's in this. I gathered the usual tools, etc. I killed a chicken and then I killed another one because one is never enough. I was looking at everything. Flowers, these new dogs, look how cute they look. That one kind of looks like Mary. I need to get one later. And then I found a meteor, which was kind of weird, but underneath was loads of resources, so I dug some of them up. Some of them I can actually dig up, including the meteor itself. And as soon as I found this village, I headed towards it to yoink that bed. And I also found this beekeeper villager, which is very new and exciting. Plus this woodcutter, which is like a stone cutter, but with wood. I then, of course, stole my first bell, slept in the bed for the first time, and started gathering some wheat. Found some candles, which are new, and also this weird tower. I went inside and I found a whoopee cushion, which, yep, it works like a whoopee cushion, kind of weird, but at least there was some chests in here. I found my first name tag, which is great. I then got overly confident as I headed up here to see what was, yeah, I'm not going up there, that looks terrifying. Instead, I went and killed a skeleton as my first mob kill, woohoo, and found a new village, which of course I pillaged instantly, and also found a waystone inn. Interesting. As you can see, I was in awe at the surrounding biomes. They looked really pretty, and I found another village with another waystone. I think this is going to be a trend. I found this structure here, and it had nothing useful in it, just some apples and potatoes. But then I spotted a flamingo, so I killed one to see what it dropped, and it dropped chicken, which was weird. I managed to get some boots from our first ruined portal, and also a clock, but who uses clocks? I left it behind, so I just made a pickaxe and yoinked the gold. And then, straight afterwards, I spotted some really cute ducks, so I killed one instantly to see if it dropped anything. It dropped chicken, which was weird. Also, this mod pack has a lot of cool, interesting looking trees, especially this one here, although the blocks it made are kind of ugly, but you know what's not ugly? These mushrooms, they're really cute. I like those. I found a field full of massive pumpkins, which is kind of cool if you like pumpkins, but I don't like pumpkins. But look at these blocks here, they look really cool. I then headed to the top of this pyramid, which had 4 blocks of gold on it, and also inside the pyramid there were some chests which had some gold and this weird figurine and also this philosopher's stone thing. In the nearby village there was this technician villager, and he had some cool headphones on, and he was also stood next to this DJ deck system thing. It was pretty wacky. So I saved the waystone in case I want to do some partying later. I then found this hobbit hole where I stole the green bed because I don't want a yellow bed, I want a green bed. Got my first helmet from this chest here and put that on my noggin, as well as my whoopee cushion, which is still there apparently. And honestly, these first few days just went past so quickly as I was just finding new biomes, new blocks. Everything was just so new and exciting, and I was having such a blast. I got these iron boots from this chest here, and then I saw this duck, so obviously I killed one to see if it dropped chicken, but it didn't drop chicken, which was weird. But look, a dog. This time I have bones, so I tamed it instantly and called it Melinda. And look, this is how far I've traveled so far. Quite far. I was having a great time exploring with Melinda. I made myself an iron chestplate because honestly, it's day 5. I should have had one already. I dyed Melinda's collar magenta. Look how adorable she looks. I was just in awe of all the weird structures, biomes, etc. Speaking of structures, I found this one here which had some iron swords and an iron helmet in a chest, so now we don't have gold on anymore. I also saw this really cool structure and I went to investigate but realized it was a pillager structure. Checked the chest, nothing in them, and ran away as quick as possible. I made myself a backpack as my inventory was getting full, but the backpack only had 3 spots in it, so it was kind of useless anyway. And after exploring for a long time, I took a waystone back to this village here because nearby there was this cute little island, and this is where we're probably going to settle down for a bit. And when I say a bit, I mean we're going to have our starter base here. I put down that weird statue thing. It looks pretty cool. And after admiring our statue, I set off clearing all the trees from our island. It was a bit hard to see what we were working with, so once they were all gone, it was perfect. And then we headed into the mine, which was on the island, and we just started mining everything. There's so many ores, and these caves are insane. Like, they're just so easy to find ores in. There's loads of different blocks. I was just honestly like overwhelmed, if anything. But I had a slight heart attack here when this happened, but we managed to get all different things. There was just chests everywhere as well with like music discs. The caves were huge. I found my first diamonds, which was lovely. Not many, but we found some, which is good. Got a lot of coal because we're going to need it for all these ores that we've got. There was some gold, there was spawners. It was just like amazing. I'd not experienced anything like it. And when we got back up to the surface, we had a nice little sleep, and then we got smelting our multitudes of ores. And you can see in this chest here how much stuff we managed to get. It was kind of crazy, but then we set out terraforming our island a little bit. I double dirted it so that we wouldn't dig down into anywhere suspicious and mobs couldn't spawn underneath us. Made a name tag for Melinda finally. Look how cute she is. And also made these silver leggings here, which look kind of funky. Now, as much as I enjoyed the open air sleeping, it was time we got working on our little starter base. And I say little, it's actually kind of big. I set off around the world gathering materials. This took quite a long time as some of them were quite far away. But luckily I managed to use the waystone system that we'd set up already to get most of this stuff with relative ease. Had to kill that dude there as he was kind of annoying. And then we got setting out building our base. Now, like all my survival builds, I had designed this beforehand in a creative world, and then I had to just put it together in survival, which took quite a long time. I think it took about 6 or 7 days in total. But the biome we're in is a Japanese maple tree biome, so I wanted to make a sort of East Asian themed house to fit in with the aesthetic, and I was very happy with how it turned out, as you can see here. However, the interior was completely empty, so I set a waypoint for where my base was and set out to gather some more materials, different types of woods. I found this at one point, and I think it's oil. I also made myself a bigger backpack and upgraded it twice to an iron backpack, then a gold backpack, meaning I could carry more stuff on me. And then I got working on the floor. Just a very basic pattern, but I think it ended up looking quite nice. I also made some armor for my wolf, which I thought looked really cute on Melinda. And then I brought back the waystone from the village here and put it right next to my house so I could teleport straight from my house if I wanted to. I also got interior decorating, which isn't my strong suit, but it ended up looking okay. I made these iron barrels here, which work like double chests, which are awesome and look much better. Also, this mod pack has these giant flower pots, so I added some of those in as well as some small ones. Found more spawners underground as I needed more iron for those barrels. I had my first proper fight with a pack of mobs. I did manage to get out with half hearts, luckily. And then I just set about mining more resources. And honestly, these caves are insane. I kept just looking around in awe at how big they were, how many resources I could see, etc. And when I returned to the service, I crafted this gold barrel here, which has loads of space for us. I then went back into the cave, and this happened, which was pretty scary, to be honest. The closest I've come to death so far, for sure. So to be honest, that was enough caving for me for now. So I went out and got a load of dirt because I wanted to start making some farms, and I'm going to do this in a unique way. Each island is going to be a unique, fun shape. So we're starting out with some star islands. I actually built it the wrong way the first time, and we added some little eyes in the middle, which were wonky at first, but we soon fixed. And then we went ahead and planted some wheat on it. Then this happened when I was trying to sleep, which made me mad because I'd spent so long making this floor and I've just ruined it. So I had to go get some more logs to replace that with. And a lot of this day I just spent seed hunting. It's kind of tricky to get seeds because you get so many random seeds. So I decided to plant some corn as well as the wheat on this island here. And you can see it's going to look real cute when it's all grown. And while we waited for it to grow, we decided to decorate some of the interior of our house, adding in this fireplace here. I went on a little adventure to get some more materials such as some palm wood and some spruce wood. As in this mod pack, we have some spruce ladders, which look so much better than regular old ladders in my opinion. And we're going to be using them to get to our next floor, which I made using the palm wood I collected as well, which I think is a really cool, nice looking color, which goes well with our house here. And I really like these barrels because I just hate how chests look normally, so I made a load of them and placed them everywhere so we could start storing stuff, as well as some nice flowers. We just have so many choice and I just want to put them everywhere. I then went and got some red wool to make a sofa. That's right, a sofa to put round our fire, as I thought it would look really, really cute, and it did. I know a lot of this stuff isn't practical, but I just wanted to make my area look nice when I came in. By this point, I had built my confidence back up to go mining once more after that creeper explosion and got a load of resources, including some diamonds, which were very nice, and I actually had enough, in fact, now to make my first diamond chest plate. Look how strong and powerful I look. Just kidding, I've got iron armor for the rest of it. As well as the golden barrels, I wanted to make some golden furnaces, so here you can see me crafting the basic one and then upgrading it to gold, which works very quick, as you can see here, much quicker than a regular old furnace. I added a little coffee table to my living room, and honestly, I'm loving the aesthetic of this place. It's looking so cute. But you know what isn't cute? The upstairs. So I added in a mezzanine level here, which honestly is just for decoration. I'm not going to really use that much. And for some reason at this point, the urge came over me to just sort out my chest. So I spent 3 whole days sorting my chest until finally we had everything in the right place. And it was all neat and organized, and we can just keep it that way from now on and get rid of these ugly chests out here, which which I hate, and I needed some relaxation time, so I watched the sunset that day. Here's a little time lapse of me collecting dirt just to prove that I collected the dirt, and then we also killed some fish to tame a cat, who I swiftly named Frank, because he just looked like a Frank, you know, and me and Frank, we slept on the bed together, and it was really nice. I introduced Frank to Melinda, who looked a bit jealous at first, but I think they'll get on well. Then, using all the dirt I collected earlier, I set out building this massive moon crescent island. I thought it fit in very nicely with the star, and we're going to be adding more stars on later as well. However, because I don't have silk touch, I have no grass on that island, so I had to try and make a path here to link the two up. And while it was spreading, I gathered more dirt and also made another star island. Now we have two. I'm planning to have quite a few of them, as I think they just look really cute. I decided to plant some carrots on this one, then brought Melinda and Frank inside. Frank sitting by the fire, Melinda by my side. Now, the grass was spreading so slow that I actually decided, you know what, it's probably better just to get silk touch. So I went and did some trading with some villagers, came across some really weird trades while on the way of some interesting enchanted bucks. And I didn't really have a way of getting emeralds other than trading sticks with a Fletcher, so that's what I did until I finally could afford the silk touch buck, which wasn't too expensive, and added it onto this nice shovel here. And as you can see, the grass, it looks so nice now. But of course, we have to build a barn on it, so I set out gathering some materials, and I wanted to keep it in the style of my house, so I gathered all the materials I would need, and I also added this path across the islands with mossy cobblestones and lily pads, and then taking some inspiration from my wife Lizzie, I added some signs into my house, including Dream Big, Build Bigger, and Live, Laugh, Jeremy. And on day 43, I decided to build up this island here. I wanted the barn to be on like a little raised cliff sort of thing, so that's what this is right here. Lots of dirt collecting, and we eventually had enough to get building it, and we've got this style here which I think looks really, really cool. We're going to have cows on one side and sheep on the other, and they'll be separated off by these gold bars here which fit in really well. I then got fencing off this island, as obviously we don't want them to escape, and then went and lured some cows into my boat so I could transport them across to the crescent moon, which honestly was quite easy to lead them across. A bit harder than normal, but I did it, you know, I did it with ease. I also got some sheep at the same time and bred those guys together as well, and we are all set. So I decided to decorate the island a bit more using some rocks, some flowers, etc. Just try to make it look a little prettier. Even added in a little waterfall which looked really cute, and look it from above, so adorable. There is one thing that was annoying me though, and that is that I have to use boats to get everywhere, and I get seasick, so I decided to build a bridge instead, as you can see here. Pretty simple looking, but it does the job. I also added some mossy cobblestone and lily pads to get to the big crescent moon, and then we collected some dirt as we made another island, a nice little heart one, and we're gonna have this as our mine. I wanted to try and start a strip mine, so I started digging down, etc., and getting a little chest area sorted out. However, it's a bit tricky because all the caves around this area are just massive, so I kept digging into them. There was weird glitches like this lava here, and it just was a massive pain in my butt, to be honest. But I persevered, and I eventually got going in a strip mine. However, I kept breaking into big caves again and looking for stuff. I didn't actually find any diamonds, unfortunately, and my pickaxe was almost broken, so I had to make some silver ones. Stumbled across this weird cave here, which looks really quite funky, but I didn't have luck with diamonds until I found this chest here, which had 2 diamonds in it and some golden apples, which were nice. And then suddenly diamonds just started appearing out of nowhere. I managed to find quite a lot. I think I got 19 in total. Some of them were just singles like this, but the majority of them had like 3 or 4 bits on them, which was lovely. I made my way back up to the surface. I had to just dig up. Found this wolf here, but I couldn't tame it because I had no bones. And I got crafting myself full diamond armor, looking a lot safer now. I also made a diamond sword and a diamond pickaxe, and I couldn't be bothered to wait for my cows to regenerate, so I just went and killed some to get some beef, as we're going to be taking on this tower here. I was too scared earlier on, but we got full diamond armor now, so I thought we'd give it a good go, and I managed to get some decent stuff from the chests in here, including a diamond, some gold, some iron, etc. But it started to get a bit tricky layer by layer. Lots of zombies kept appearing. I had to like use a couple of golden apples, which wasn't too bad because I kept finding some as well. The spider layer was a bit annoying because of the poison, but honestly wasn't too tricky. It was the layer after this where it started to get real tricky, and to be honest, the rewards weren't that good. There was occasionally something quite interesting like this enchanted book here, but for the majority of the time I had to kill like 20 zombies to get basically some iron. It was a bit ridiculous, and I stopped going up the ladders eventually and just started digging up and trying to destroy the spawners, which worked a little bit, but was also terrifying when zombies just started dropping raining down all over you. Also, the spawners dropped something called a boss key, which I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure we'll find out later on. I realized I could use daylight to my advantage, so went around the outside, which was probably quite dangerous. Looking back, I was pretty lucky a zombie didn't come and just, like, you know, punch me off. I probably would have died there. Stole this enchantment table, slept as I wanted it to be daylight, and eventually I just gave up. There were just too many zombies spawn. You can hear them falling down behind me here. It got ridiculous, so I headed home, gave Frank a name with one of the name tags I got, and then we got working on another small sort of crescent moon island here, right next to the heart, as this is where we're going to put our enchanting table. I didn't know what shape to do for the enchanting table, so I just did another moon because I thought the moon looked good. Then these guys showed up, but I just ignored them and enchanted my chest plate anyway. However, getting enchantment points was quite tricky, so I found the coordinates of a spawner I had used before, this skeleton one here, and we got clearing it out and turning it into an XP farm. Had a bit of a lava issue there, but you know what's not an issue? Finding diamonds when you're working on your XP farm. Pretty lucky. And this is a very basic farm. I didn't actually make it so that it shoots them up because I've not been to the Nether yet, so I haven't got any soul sand. So instead I just made a really basic one, which still works. It just means I use up more of my sword's durability and have to hit the skeletons more times. But eventually we got it working quite smoothly, and we managed to get a decent amount of XP and enchant our sword and our boots, which we got aerial infinity on our boots. I thought it might get rid of fall damage, but nope, doesn't. I also made this bow here out of 2 bows I collected from the skeletons, and then I got brave. I decided, let's go to the Nether, so I did, and it was a terrible spawn. Look at the map, for example. What the heck is going on here? I have no idea. The biomes were purple. I don't know what's going on. I just was terrified, so I was like, you know what, this is just not worth it. I'm gonna head home. But I was still feeling adventurous, so I went out on a surface adventure to this place which I'd found earlier, and I found some really cool things in the chest, such as this trinket here, which I enable, and it increases my health. You can see the orange hearts in a second. Those are all extra hearts. Very useful indeed. There was also a spider spawner underneath it, which just had, you know, some emeralds and some iron, nothing too special. But in the other chest, I managed to get myself this necklace, and what it does is that when I get hit, it increases my speed, and it looks really cute as well. And also look at this walrus hat. I don't know why, I just love it. It looks so funny. But I was still in the adventurous mood, so I went out and found this island which had some pink sand, collected some oil just to confirm, yes, it is oil. And then I discovered this volcano island which had volcanoes on it and chickens, so I killed them. However, the volcanoes were interesting too. Also that weird shaped head thing there. I came across some really pretty biomes, including this one here. I thought this one looked really quite glorious, so I stole some of the stone from it. Saw a sea temple, but decided, nope, not going to go near there, probably going to kill me. Did see this thing though, and managed to get some nautilus shells, plus a buried treasure map, and I decided, let's get this buried treasure. I haven't done these so far, and I thought there might be something interesting in the chest, and it took forever to find, but we got there eventually, and I was right. There was flippers in the chest, and oh my gosh, these things are hilarious. Not only do they look hilarious, but look how fast I can swim now. It is ridiculous. And here you can see how far I've traveled. It's kind of ridiculous. So we slept again, and then we got swimming all across the world, which was so quick. I loved it so much, until we found a village so we could head home, as I was sick of adventuring by now. Instead, I wanted to do some maintenance on my area to make it look a bit nicer. I started off by making this pagoda here for our waystoners. It was just out in the open. It looked ugly. I wanted it to look special, as it is special to me. It's how we travel around everywhere. I even had to head back to the Nether to get some glowstone, which honestly wasn't too bad. I had to use it for these lanterns here, which I thought looked really cool to put underneath the waystone. I did this sign in here celebrating day 69. I don't know why that's a funny number though, because I'm too innocent for that. Anyway, let's add a path on, and we also are going to use some leaves here to decorate the area just to make it look a bit nicer and colourful, etc. I love to make the terrain around my area look good as well. And I love these colourful leaves, so I just had to use some of them, as well as, of course, a load of flowers as well. There's a mod that is in the mod pack, which means you can bone meal any flower you want to get duplicates, which saves you going out and collecting them. So very useful. And as you can see here, the area is looking quite nice. I then headed back to my skeleton spawner to get some more XP, but also to work on making a way up and down a bit easier. At the moment, I had a way down, but no way up, so I got working on this elevator here, which didn't take too long, and I was just sort of, you know, killing some skeletons in between as well. But look, it's finally working. We can travel all the way to the surface with ease. It's a really long way down. I'm pretty much at bedrock down there. Anyway, more killing, more disenchanting, more enchanting to get some really terrible enchants, to be honest with you. Especially this one here. Punch one, rubbish. And eventually, after trying for a long time, I just had to give up. It was taking way too long. I managed to get knocked back 2 on my sword again, and nothing that interesting. So feeling a bit more confident with our armor enchanted now, I headed back to the Nether, this time heading out a bit further as I was not feeling too nervous anymore. I found this weird spawner with these evil striders, all these weird types of wood, this weird type of ore, which I don't know what it does, and I saw this on the map as well. And on the way to it, I discovered this weird totem, which apparently gives you looting too, although it makes mobs harder to kill. But I found the pyramid. Yes, that's right. It's like a desert pyramid, but Nether style. And I opened this chest here like an idiot, and of course it was rigged with TNT, so it exploded and I lost everything. However, I did notice there was a Nether portal, so I lit that portal as I was running out of food, so I had to head home. So I went through the portal, and oh my gosh, we're so far away. I slept, and you can see here on the map, it is a long distance, so I set off on the long adventure. It took a while, pretty much a full day to get home, but we finally got home, killed some cows, made some more food, and headed straight back to the Nether, where I swiftly found a bastion, which I chose to ignore, as well as a load of other biomes as well, including some weird stuff. And in this chest, I found this fire gauntlet, which makes it so that I have fire aspect on everything I attack things with. But after a while of traveling, I eventually found a Nether portal, made myself a shield when I got there, and it's a good job because this blaze probably would have knocked me off the edge, but luckily we managed to get out with 8 blaze rods. And also listen to the sound of this stuff. Ew, I don't know why, it just makes me feel queasy. But hey, this is actually quite a cool looking Nether biome, so I stole some of the stuff, including these dangly things, which look quite cool, and then set off heading home, which was a pain because I couldn't remember which way I came, so had to take some very scary routes on the way there. Also found another blaze spawner quite close to home, killed all the blazes, stole all the stuff from the chest. Nothing that interesting though, to be honest. Had a close call with death here when I realized my gold boots had broken, and yeah, I could have easily been shot off by that dude, but I made some more gold boots and headed home, and finally we made it home. And I decided when I got home to make some tacos, so that's what I did. I made some tacos. Turns out they're pretty good food, so I made quite a few as they were really easy to make, and I've got loads of corn. Enchanted my pickaxe as I wanted to get working on some more islands, specifically another star one to start with, and this time I planted some grapes on it, hoping that the island would be a purple color, but I think it's actually just going to be like a dark green, which is a shame, but it still looks pretty cool. And now I had my blaze rods, it was time I got working on my end adventure, and of course we had to kill endermen. However, the first night I found 2 endermen, and neither of them dropped ender pearls, and I wasted a full 10 minutes at night just finding nothing. So I got a bit bored and went on a bit of an adventure again to find some new biomes, including this one here, a snowy village with a cute little bee section in it, although a meteor had hit the village. Also found a baby turtle, which I didn't know they just spawned in the wild, but that was cute. Also found some really weird biomes, found some cool looking wood, found this another tower which was sandstone this time, did the first layer, then decided, you know what, that's enough for me, so I just left instantly and went to get more wood because I like collecting wood. And whilst collecting loads of resources for something I'm going to build in a second, I managed to get 13 enchantment points and make a pretty good shovel. But the thing I'm building is a potion workshop sort of thing. My plan was to get a cleric villager and then trade him for ender pearls, so I thought I would convert him. And obviously, if we're going to have a brewing stand, we may as well build a massive house for it, so that's exactly what I did. I just thought it looked really cute, and I was really happy with how it turned out. And look, the brewing stand fits in there so perfectly with this little cauldron. Oh, it's such a nice little house. Also, these shelves are great for storing potions on. And I was sick of all the other islands looking kind of ugly, so I decided to make this one the sort of standard and added loads of flowers on, etc. And it ended up looking really cool. I then got working on some potion of weakness. However, I kind of forgot that you needed a zombie and didn't have a zombie, so I just traded with the cleric anyway and didn't convert him. Got a load of emeralds, traded this cleric up here, and after wasting a load of gold and emeralds, he did not have an ender pearl trade. Yay. So I had to head to another village where I traded with another cleric, and this guy eventually had the ender pearls so we could make a lasso. That's right. I got distracted again from the end. However, I did check which direction the portal was in, but the lasso works like a lasso. You can pick things up in it, so I went and got a panda as I really wanted a panda. And then I discovered this as well, a glider. It's like elytra, except it looks ridiculous, and I love it. Look how fast I glide. It's so nice, it's so easy to use, and I love it. It's my favorite thing now. But after my distractions, I decided to finally get working on the end, so I went and got a load more ender pearls and set off looking for the portal. Found a pirate ship along the way, but honestly, this portal was ridiculously far. It took me quite a few days to find it, and I did lose 2 Eyes of Ender on the way. I did find another one of those cool things, though. Checked it, didn't have anything interesting. But as you can see here, we finally stumbled across the portal, and using the map was very easy to find where the rooms were. So I managed to find the portal room really, really quickly. However, 1 Ender Pearl. Yay! So I had to put down a waystone, which I luckily brought with me, and then I headed back and did some more trading until I had all the Eyes of Ender I needed. So feeling pretty scared, I went and put all of them in the portal, and then I did some preparing. I made sure that my bow had some good enchantments on it, because I'm going to be using that a lot. Made sure I had loads of arrows, and then we headed to the end. Look at this idiot. This idiot's about to kill the Ender Dragon. That's right. In we go. Kind of a bad spawn, but oh well. We got to work destroying all those portals, doing the standard Ender Dragon stuff. You've seen this all many, many times before. It was not too hard, to be honest. The glider did come in very much useful, though, and eventually you managed to kill the Ender Dragon, and of course had to punch her in the head a few times to finish it off. And we have done one of the harder things to do on hardcore. Yay. Let's head home. I broke my bed like an idiot, so I've got to make my way back from spawn. Look at this idiot. He just killed the Ender Dragon. I glided, I swam, and we made it home eventually after we got to this village and teleported home. But we've only got a few days left now, so I wanted to do something special for the last few days. I gathered a load of resources, and then we got to work on Panda Island. That's right, a whole island dedicated to having 1 panda on it. I might get some more in the future, but I could only find 1 for now. So instead, we made it look really nice, so he'd be very happy on here. And I put him on there, and I called him Peter the Panda because he looked like a Peter. And Peter behaves like a dog because he instantly wanted me to stroke his belly, but I didn't do it because he's a panda. Anyway, I made a path over, and that is day 100. And there's so much more of this mod pack that I just haven't done. So honestly, I might do day 200. If people want to see that, let me know in the comments. Here you can see my little area so far. I'm really happy with this. I think we made some solid progress over these 100 days. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you another time. Goodbye.